Basically, Varun wasn't even part of the plans when the squad was announced, and he came in. He performed really well. I think after that New Zealand game where he took 5 wickets, he's been important for us in all these matches.
Kuldeep inflicted on the New Zealand team with the wickets of Rachin and Kane.
Rohit and Gill opened. It just, I think, took all the sting out of the game, right at the word go.
Rohit came with an intent to lead to just make his team win.
Do you think Jamieson lost the match there when he dropped Shreyas again? It was a dolly catch.
Guys like Glenn Phillips, who again caught a shocker from Shubman Gill.
I
I
mean,
think he,
we need to talk about that catch, man. I think
yeah,
one of the best catches I've seen. I mean, what a jump that guy made! A almighty leap
yeah.
and then caught it one-handed. There was reaction time was 0.7 seconds.
Lost his nerve in the end, did Michael Holding try. And Lord Carr, chairman of the Prudential.
They're running. It's got to be a direct hit. Getting back for two. That is the end of the match. Won the NatWest Series.
Yes, it would have been fantastic if it would have been 100. In the air, Srishan takes it. India win. Dodi finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. Here we go, last ball to the outside, it's running through, it could be run out.
Wide. Muller gets it. And he gets plenty of it, does he? No! What a catch! Oh my God!
It's in the air, it's India who win the T20 World Cup after 17 years.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Cast Away. And we are recording this episode right after India has lifted the Champions Trophy. Congratulations to everyone who's tuned into the podcast, and congratulations, Divyansh. And how does it feel?
Yeah, it feels very surreal, like a record of. It's an unbeatable record in the one day cricket that India has achieved, or even in a white ball cricket, the phenomenal record that has been ongoing since last 2 years. So we have lost only one white ball game in the last 2 years in the ICC events, and that is a formidable record, a 94% win ratio, which has never been heard of, never been achieved. And I think it would be really, really tough to beat in the future as well. So I think, yeah, really
Yeah,
proud of the team and what they have achieved today. It's a culmination of efforts and
yeah.
a lot of you can say nightmares that we received during November 2023. So it has all turned out to be great, and yeah,
Yeah.
all well, which ends well.
Yeah, I think the game planned out perfectly as Rohit probably and Gautam would have planned in the dressing room before the start of the match. So, if they were basically chasing the target, they would want to keep it below 250, and that happened. I think the first few overs where Sachin was just smashing it all over the ground, that was the only time in the first part of the innings that India, for me, did not look into the control. Every other phase of the game, we were in control, we were dominating the play, and then we they set a target of 251 for us. At half point stage, what do you think? How was the performance of New Zealand? Because I, for me, thought they were maybe 10 or 15 runs short.
Yeah, definitely 15 runs short, and anything closer to 265, 270 would be above par here. And yes, India kind of walked the talk that they were having in their dressing room and keeping the opposition below 250 because it's a slowish wicket. And we have already seen against Pakistan, it was played on the same pitch. So not a very long time ago that we saw that what kind of pitch this is, and it really assisted and it really played into the hands of New Zealand. And in the first innings, they were phenomenal in the first 10 overs on the back of Rachin's flamboyance. And I think after that, India came back very well. They utilized their spinners really, really well. which Kuldeep commended Rohit for, that it's a really hard thing to execute on the ground. It looks very easy from the outside, but to employ an apt spinner for a particular batsman, it's that's the real game when you are captaining a side like India. So yeah, really well done by Indian side.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. Basically, Varun wasn't even part of the plans when the squad was announced, and he came in. He performed really well. I think after that New Zealand game where he took 5 wickets, he's been important for us in all these matches. And yeah, he controlled along with Kuldeep the flow of the match. The game really changed with those Kuldeep's overs where he first took Rachin and then took Kane Williamson. I think that was from then on it was very difficult for New Zealand to perform the way they could. I think Bracewell tried a lot of what he had the potential to do, but they were just running behind the game once those quick early wickets fell to Kuldeep.
Yeah, definitely. That was the turning point, that double whammy that Kuldeep inflicted on the New Zealand team with the wickets of Rachin and Kane. I think that's where they really registered that shortfall of 15 to 20 runs, which they were targeting in the last 10 overs. But although with Bracewell's brilliance, I think they were still able to cover up quite well. They scored almost 80 runs in the last 10 overs, which is a phenomenal feat if we look at the slowish wicket of
Yeah,
Dubai. But yeah,
yeah,
definitely in the middle they were kind of stuck. And although Daryl Mitchell tried his best, but he was stuck somewhere in the
yeah.
25th to 35th over. That's where I think the game
Yeah,
changed for New Zealand.
I think Darrell played a bit slower than people expected him to play.
Yes.
That's exactly what you said. That's where the game got stuck for New Zealand. After it, Bracewell did try to fetch it out, and his heroics were commendable, but they were again, yeah, 15 runs short. And then moving on, I mean, the way then that Rohit and Gill opened, it just I think took all the sting out of the game right at the word go.
Definitely, definitely. So, to put some numbers in context of the game, so if we talk about Daryl Mitchell, it was his slowest 50 in one day cricket in
Yeah,
terms of the number of balls. And even from a whole Kiwi side, if you say in the last 11 years, it was the slowest 50 registered by a Kiwi batsman. So that speaks volumes about the control, the grip that
yeah.
the spin quartet of India had in the middle overs, and that's where we really dominated the game in terms of, in the words of Ravi Shastri, that he
Yeah,
instated again and again while he was in the commentary box. And yeah, then the partnership that came when Indian team came to chase the target, I think that was phenomenal. And this time, I think Rohit came with an intent to lead, to just make his team win, and he stayed there. It was not the usual 30-40 initial star works that we see in the start of the innings that Rohit usually does. He came with a sense of responsibility. He also gave respect to the bowlers like Santner, but he kept playing his own game as well. So I think, yeah, that did the trick for India.
yeah. So yeah, then it was all I would say is they could have, even though the numbers you write are correct, but yeah, I think that was the crucial inning for New Zealand with Daryl Mitchell, and it was just that at that point of time it would have been frustrating to be a New Zealand fan because the game wasn't just going anywhere.
Right.
And yeah, as I rightly said, then Rohit and Shubman Gill came and just took the sting away. I think Shubman wasn't really getting going, so he was also feeling the effect that the pitch was a bit slow. But Rohit, the way that he batted it, actually looked like he was batting on a different surface. And a run a ball, I think he was up for 100, but a run a ball 70 is 75 is very very good.
Yeah, definitely. I was expecting 100, but the wicket significantly slowed down in the second innings, and
Yeah.
under the lights, it was turning significantly more than it did in the first innings. So In terms
Yeah.
of degrees, I think Dinesh Karthik and Harsha Bhogle were talking about it that the average turn that the ball got was 2 degrees in the first innings, and then in the second innings when India was chasing under the lights, guys like Bracewell are getting a turn of 3.4 to 3.5 degrees. So the turn was more significant. The wicket became slower. So even if we are chasing a target of 252, it was not less than what like a 265 if we are playing first.
Yeah.
So the target itself had virtually added 10-15 runs to it
Yeah.
because of the wicket.
Do you think Jamieson lost the match there when he dropped Shreyas again? It was a dolly catch that
Yes,
he
yes.
would have taken like 99 times out of 100, but he just dropped it on that day, and I think that was really a turning point for New Zealand because at that point of time, again, India was starting to come into a lot of pressure,
Yeah,
and the run rate was increasing.
it was a crucial
Yeah,
wicket, but I think eventually we would have still won because we had a cool and calm head in terms
yeah,
of KL Rahul in at number 6, which is rare to
yeah,
have in teams. Like a guy with an average of 48 coming at number 6. Not many teams have that kind of a luxury at this moment in globally, if you see. So I think we would have managed that as well. But yeah, it was a crucial wicket that could have increased the pressure a lot. And
yeah,
yeah, that was one of a kind of a failure because New Zealand has been the most accurate side in terms of
yeah.
fielding, and they have converted 85% of their chances, more than 85% of their chances whenever they have got a chance. And with guys like Glenn Phillips, who again caught a shocker from Shubman Gill,
I
I think
mean, we need to talk about that catch, man. That
yeah,
one of the best catches I've seen. I mean, what a jump that guy made! A almighty leap
yeah.
and then caught it one-handed. There was reaction time was 0.7 seconds, so that says it all. It was an amazing catch.
Yeah, he's being rightly called as the flying Kiwi by the commentators,
Yeah,
and like it's a oxymoron in terms of the Kiwis don't fly, but he's an exception to that. So yeah, really there are no limits to his athleticism when it comes to the fielding, and I think yeah he never ceases to amaze us. With every match, he just manages to pull out a blinder, and this was one of a kind of a catch.
yeah, yeah. Overall, I think the chase was comfortable. We never really looked like we were not going to make it. And then Hardik Pandya, though his stay was a short one, but he did provide a bit of an impetus there as well. So the pressure actually didn't ever get to build to KL Rahul. But as you rightly said, at that point of time, KL Rahul was there, and he was there basically as an assurance that this match is not going anywhere till the time he is. And yeah, he finished it very, very well, and I think much deserved. He also deserved the winning shot which he was trying to take,
Yeah,
but then it again fell off to Jaddu. But yeah, I think a really, really good performance from KL also.
definitely. In terms of the number of runs, if you see the contribution, it is not that significant, but the point in time when it came during crucial matches, crucial junctures, that makes it more valuable. Like it's
Yeah,
almost like a 60 or 70 if you put into perspective the
yeah,
criticality of the time that they came in, especially
yeah,
against Australia, and then again in the semi-final. So it was
yeah,
actually a total team effort, which I sometimes find as a cliche, but it was actually true in today's match
yeah,
because we really won because of the depth of our batting order. We had batting till number 8, and that's why we never really panicked because we
yeah.
knew that we have the guys to take us to the till the end,
Yeah,
and that what's
yeah.
transpired at the end.
Yeah, that Rohit innings was simply the factor in this run chase for me because, and yeah, he rightly got the man of the match for me as well because
Definitely.
in that kind of a pitch where, when it was slow, so slow, it was not easy to hit. He scored at a very brisk pace, and yeah, that by the time that he had gotten out, it was rather clear that even if a few batters don't score those runs, that will happen, and the required rate was completely under check.
Yeah.
So, do you think that this has been his best performance in any of the knockout games that he's played till now? Because yeah, obviously he won it for the team.
Yeah, definitely. It was a captain's performance through and through, and he, in fact, by playing this innings, he also covered up for a sudden failure like Virat got out very early on Bracewell's first ball. As we all know, he's been experiencing a difficulty in playing off spin these days. So I think he kind of covered it up. We never really felt that we have lost Kohli so early. Now, what will happen? And the panic never swept in the dressing room because Rohit kind of took us to
Yeah,
the halfway already. So it was a really
yeah,
mature performance, and that really never let the team or the dressing room come into a state of panic that we have got so many runs left now, how we are going to chase it. And those things, I don't think
yeah,
never got into the minds of the upcoming players because it was already halfway. Half of the work was already done by the time Rohit got out. So I think, yeah, really, really
yeah.
a captain's performance, truly.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the time when Bracewell was hitting those shots, and I was just thinking that we had talked at the start of the series that in a odd game we will find a situation where we will need a death bowler and we won't have any, and a lot of runs will be conceded, and it was playing out exactly like that.
Definitely.
This team has performed so well in this particular tournament, but do you think that this was a specific team for this pitch, or do you think that India will actually carry on with this team only going forward?
So yeah, this was tailor-made for Dubai, but I think if you just replace one of the spinners with Bumrah, and you are good to go
Yeah,
on any wicket in the world. So
yeah,
that's the only change that is required because if the wickets are not that spin friendly, for example, if we are
yeah,
having like the next ODI World Cup is going to be in Proteas, South African pitches. So we definitely need Bumrah and Shami both, along with an all-rounder like Hardik Pandya, and then we have these three spinners, with out of which two
yeah,
are all-rounders.
yeah,
So that makes us the complete team.
yeah.
So yeah, just one
Yeah.
change is
I
required.
think it's a
Yeah.
beautiful team that's shaping up, and this tournament. I mean, as you rightly said, we haven't really lost anything in ICC events in the past 2.5 years. So, and even in the last 10 years, I think we have won 76 of our ODIs, and we have played
Yes.
90. So, like that's again crazy stat because that just shows the kind of dominance that we were used to seeing Australia have in the early 90s and the early 2000s
Definitely.
is a similar kind of dominance that now we are trying to see now that we have started winning the big trophies as well. So it was a T20 World Cup and now it's the Champions Trophy, though the World Cup is still a bit far away from us.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's not in friendly territory next time. But yeah, hoping for the best. Like the way this team is carrying its form from one ICC tournament to the next, I think we do have a very good chance in 2027 as well. And next year we have a
Did
T20 World Cup in our own backyard, so I think we are a really strong contender there as well.
Were you half expecting Rohit to announce something at the post match ceremony
Definitely,
because
definitely.
I don't hear
Yeah,
anything.
but it never came, so I think he's not yet decided, and there might be a reason. Probably he is not. He does not want to overshadow the winning moment of the team, the collective effort of the team, and probably once he reaches India and he gets some time to think, probably we can hear an announcement before the IPL commences, or if he wants to stay till 2027, then that's a different scenario altogether. But I have read on many portals that there is a regular discussion happening within the
Yeah,
management with Gautam Gambhir and all other guys, especially with Rohit and Kohli, because a transfer of leadership has to be done. If he does not intend to play 2027, then this is the right time to hand over the leadership to someone else, so that they are ready
yeah,
when the time comes. So yeah, we will get to
yeah,
hear something very soon, probably before IPL,
yeah,
or yeah, something is going to come out. And from Virat's side, I think
yeah,
he's not going anywhere. He will be there in 2027 World Cup.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there are no
yeah.
surprises from
He's
that
anyways
side.
2 years younger than
Yeah,
Rohit, so I think yeah he stays till
yeah.
2027. But yeah, I mean a great day today for us cricket fans. Who do you think was our man of the tournament and the talisman of this
Yeah,
team for this
for
tournament?
me, it was Shreyas Iyer, but there has been better innings and more number of runs have been scored. But for me, Shreyas Iyer was the anchor that we needed in our middle order, because he is one batsman who really plays spin really really good, and he has now uh, evolved his technique, his grip to counter the short pitch bowling also quite effectively. So, and it
Yeah,
also transpired in terms of the numbers. He was the second highest scorer, right after Rachin Ravindra, who was the man of the tournament. But Shreyas Iyer was right there. And I think he was just 20 runs short from Rachin Ravindra. And the way he anchored in the middle order, the way he consolidated collapses from the top order, I think it was phenomenal. And he really came into his own in this tournament at least. So yeah, for me, he is the
yeah.
player of the tournament for India at least.
Yeah, yeah. I think this was the only false shot that he played, which was the Jamieson catch that he dropped. I think apart from that, I haven't seen him play a false shot in this entire tournament. He was really good, but that's the tricky part of it, right? Because for India, like over the different matches, so many different players have emerged in this tournament,
Yes,
and not even one player is the one who has not had one big game and good game. So probably it's only Ravindra Jadeja who has not taken a lot of wickets in a match or a lot scored a lot of runs in a match. But after that, I think 10 of them have had impacts somewhere or the other throughout the tournament. So it's very difficult, as you rightly said. Shreyas is the one for me also to get that, not simply because of the runs that he has scored in the middle order when the pitches were so tricky to bat
definitely.
on. He maintained his tempo and never let India's position slip away during any point of time throughout the series while he was batting. Followed closely by I think Virat as well. He has had a great tournament, so he has scored a lot of runs as well. And yeah, so it's looking pretty good. And Varun, I think would have been for me the man of the tournament if he had started right from the first game. It's just that he didn't play that many games to pick up actually a bunch of
Right.
wickets. But yeah, overall, a really, really good performance from the entire team from
Definitely.
India.
And it was really the culmination of the performance that we did during the league matches, that we were so secure before we played New Zealand for the first time, that we thought of trying out Varun Chakravarti as well in the mix. And I think that really did the trick for us, because before that, we were not really looking at a spin quartet from the start of the tournament.
Yeah,
So yeah, that was one,
yeah,
you can call it destiny, you can call it luck, or you can call it a good performance from the team, so that we were able to do
yeah,
those kind of experiments in the last league match. So I think yeah, that was really crucial for this team. I think it would have been a missing piece if we did not try Varun Chakravarti, and if we had gone
yeah.
in the finals without Varun Chakravarti, things might have been different.
Yeah, yeah, because simply because then you would have Harshit
Yeah,
in the team, and as we all saw, Pacers were going for runs
yeah,
throughout this tournament, and it was the spinners really who were doing all
definitely.
the
And
damage.
especially in the
So yeah,
last
I think
overs, like this match, Hardik and Shami bowled 12 overs altogether, and they gone for more than 100 runs with just a solitary wicket. So Pacers were, in fact, from New Zealand side as well, guys like Will O'Rourke were taken for many runs by Indian batsmen. So I think spin
Yeah.
was the key for this tournament.
So going forward, IPL is just around
Yeah.
the corner, and that's gonna be the next big thing that we are gonna cover. But yeah, before I wrap up, Divyansh, is there anything that you wanna add?
Definitely, I'll just like to end it like it was sort of a beginning of a transition in the Indian team, and
Yeah,
it was really heartwarming to see those scenes where Virat Kohli put his hand over Shubman Gill, and when he was asked
yeah,
that we know you have a lot in you right now, but are you comfortable? Are you happy with the team that you have, and you would be happy leaving the team in more capable hands? And he was really all praises for the young guys that yes, we are leaving this team in much better hands, and it would be a great side. It is becoming a great side, and already these guys are putting their hands up for the future. So yeah, we are in good hands for the future. So I think that was the summation of all kind of feelings and all the good feelings that came up during this tournament throughout. So yeah, that's the winning note that I would want to end this podcast with.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a fun tournament.
Definitely.
It's now late at night, so it's probably time to crash. But yeah, it was. I really enjoyed this tournament, though. I would still say that it was a bit on the dull side
Yeah.
overall, if you ask me. I think there was a lot more excited even for the T20 World Cup as compared to this. But then it's a Champions Trophy. I think that's where the
Yeah,
distinction
some
comes in.
credit goes to the sluggish nature of the pitches as well. Otherwise, yeah, all in all, it was a
Yeah,
really competitive tournament, and the top four were
yeah,
really very close to each other. But yeah, it's just the nature of the pitch that could not bring those big runs into the crucial matches, into the knockout matches. That's
yeah.
the only missing factor that I can remember. Otherwise, yeah, it was a superbly organized tournament, and really paisa vasool matches we had.
Yeah, so yeah, on that note, I think we are done for this episode. Please keep following us, keep like, sharing, and subscribing this video. This is the Cricket Castaway. I'm Nishant and Divyansh.
Thank you so much.
Bye
Have a great
bye.
day. Bye bye.